Hello, my name is Grant and I'm a teacher at Palmore Institute, and today I'll be giving you a short video lesson for the junior reading class. And what we're going to be focusing on is the vocabulary from Unit 1. So we'll be looking at about 16 vocabulary items, and what I'm going to do is give you the first 8. So I'd like you to look at them carefully and get a pen, piece of paper, and write them down, and also check the vocabulary that you don't understand in the dictionary. So I'll give you a few minutes just to look at those. Okay, good. Now you've had a chance to look at the vocabulary and check the meanings in a dictionary. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the vocabulary and the definitions up for you to look at. So you can pause to read and write them down. And the vocabulary and the definitions are mixed. So what I want you to do is try and match them together to put the correct vocabulary with the correct definition. So I'll give you a minute just to try and complete that task. Now that you've had a chance to try and match the vocabulary with the definitions, I'm going to just put up the answers for you. And what I'd like you to do is check your answers against my answers that I put up. So just have a look at that and make sure you got them right. And I'll give you a minute just to complete that task. Good. Now that you understand the vocabulary and the meanings, let's move on. And the next task I'd like you to perform is a vocabulary sentence matching task. So you'll have the 8 vocabulary items above the 8 sentences. What I'd like you to do is take a minute and write those down in your notebook or on a piece of paper, and try and put the vocabulary into the correct sentences. So I'll just let you have a look at those now and try and complete that task. Okay, now you've had a chance to try and complete those sentences with the vocabulary. I'm just going to put up the answers for you. So just check your answers against my answers and make sure you got them right. Okay, now you've had a chance to check your answers and look at those sentences carefully. What I'd like to do with you now is listen and repeat the completed sentences and pay attention to pronunciation and intonation and fluency. So here we go. Please listen and repeat after me. When I mixed this red paint with yellow, the color turned into orange. I wish I could afford to take an overseas trip, but I don't have enough money. I love the way that chocolate just melts in your mouth. Nighttime animals tend to hide during the day. This shop has lots of great offers on sale. It's sunny now, however, it's supposed to rain later. I hope researchers can find a cure for all diseases one day. This advertisement suggests that you can make quick, easy money, but I don't believe it. Okay, good. So you can play that a few times over and listen and repeat. Now, what I'd like to do is move on to the second set of 8 vocabulary items from Unit 1 in the junior reading. So just have a look at the next 8 vocabulary items and write these down. Okay, now you've had a chance to look at those. I hope you checked them in the dictionary. We're going to do the same thing as we did before, and we're going to put up the vocabulary and the meanings or definitions. And again, I want you to try and match them. And they're mixed up, don't forget. So just take a minute and have a look at those and try and match them. Okay, now you've done that, I'm just going to put up the answers of the meanings and definitions and check your ideas against my answers. So just take a few minutes to check those. Now you understand the vocabulary and the meanings and definitions. What we're going to do is move on to putting the vocabulary into sentences again, as we did with the first 8. So I'm just going to put up the vocabulary and sentences with spaces, and I'll give you a few minutes to try and put those into the correct sentences. Now you've had a chance to try and put the vocabulary into the sentences. Let's have a look at the actual answers and compare your answers with mine. Give you a second. Good, now you've had a chance to check your answers against mine. What I'd like to do next is the same as we did before. I'm going to read the sentences, and I just want you to listen and repeat and pay careful attention to pronunciation, intonation, fluency. So please listen and repeat. I'm just crazy about the latest fashions. I need to figure out the answer to this question. Professional golfers make a lot of money. I hope we get to see some whales on this trip. This old house is so dusty. I'll share my chocolate with you if you're hungry. I always got average scores on tests. When I looked in the closet, I found my favorite old hat. Okay, so you can play that again and again and listen, repeat, and try and get your fluency, intonation, pronunciation correct. What I'd like to do now is just move on and give you your homework assignment. So I'm going to put up the vocabulary that we studied today, the 16 items, and I want you to choose 10 and make your own sentences. And when you return to Palmore, I'll check them for you. So all this vocabulary is from Unit 1 in the junior reading. So just have a look at those 16 vocabulary items now. Well, that's about it for today's Reading Junior lesson. I hope you enjoyed it and you learned a lot of new vocabulary from Unit 1 in the Reading Junior course. Remember to try and use the new vocabulary whenever you can and memorize it. And we'll be studying Unit 1 when you return to Palmore, so you should be well prepared. I hope you had a good class. See you next time.